Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is your boy Noah Jones, and welcome to Today in HipHop, episode 14. We're moving right along. Today's episode is sponsored by NoahJonesNews.com, where you can find all the latest music from yours truly. Music videos, radio station interviews, merchandise including clothing, sneakers, my own brand. Fumble around on there a little bit. Take a look. See what serves you right over there. Lot of fly shit. Anyway, today we got an interesting show. We got some French Montana news. We got some Dame Dash news. We got some Lord Jamar news. And we got some news about Future, ladies and gentlemen. Future. Okay, where do we want to start? All right, let's start with French Montana. It says right here, French Montana gets added security for not protecting him and potential attack. This comes courtesy of TMZ with the footage. TMZ obtained footage of French Montana getting added security outside of an Amish market in Tribeca after someone allegedly threw a sucker punch at someone in French's crew. French was not reportedly hit in the incident, but the punch set off a brawl between the rapper's entourage and another group. NYPD showed up to the scene on call about a fight at the Amish market, but no one involved in the incident with French was around at that time. A report was not filed in the incident. TMZ later obtained footage that shows French smacking the phone out of the hand of the person filming the incident. All right, here's how I feel about this situation right here. First and foremost, security, do your job. Also, sometimes, you have to understand that anybody can be touched at any given time. It doesn't matter how much security you have on hand, doesn't matter how much security you have on deck. I mean, they shot John F. Kennedy, my nigga. So it's like, look, depending on how you move and depending on the energy that you put out as far as your lifestyle, certain shit's gonna come back to get you. You know what I mean? My thing is, some of these guys have too much time on their hands to where they just wandering around doing a bunch of nothing. When you're that famous like French Montana, you need to move a little different. What you need to do is, get to your destination and get the fuck out of there. Unless you're there for a specific reason where you're meeting and greeting and you're doing a whole bunch of shit like that, or you're supposed to be entertaining the public. Move like how the CIA moves, my nigga. Get in and get out like a bank robbery. Don't be sitting around over there drawing attention to yourself. So yeah, you mobbing with a gang of niggas, that's just gonna automatically attract attention. Your security can't be responsible for you and your whole fucking squad. Most of these artists only roam with one guy, maybe two at the most. So you got two security guards, but you got an entourage, of 5 or 6 niggas with you. So personally, your security guard ain't really to blame. You got 5 or 6 niggas with you, they should be able to defend themselves. And they should be able to defend you by the same token. You walking around with 5 or 6 useless niggas. Like, realistically, what point does that serve? Now I don't understand the full specifics of who you actually got in an altercation with. But, why move around so crazy? Why move around with all these people around you and you just walking up and down Tribeca just doing your thing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, with all these little services they have now with Uber Eats and Uber and fucking, you got chauffeurs, you got people that'll take you back and forth. So you realistically, and people will deliver your food for you. That's what you have interns and you have secretaries and you have all these people to run your errands for you. I knew a homeboy back in the day named Mike. He used to basically run errands for Nas and Khalees. So that way they didn't have to move crazy like that. And that's the type of situation you need. You need these runners. You need these people that'll be out making these moves for you so you don't have to sit around in the public's eye and risk some shit like this happening to you. Like, what you fail to understand is you're not a regular nigga no more. So you can't circulate with regular niggas. People know who you are. You're a visible guy. People knows who you are. So because of that, you gotta kind of move, discreetly, incognito. Word. All right, moving on. Now you have your boy Lord Jamar. I guess, Lord Jamar is responding to Royce the 5'9". Now, if people aren't brought up to speed on that situation, basically what's going on is, Lord Jamar does a lot of interviews on Vlad TV. And one of the things that got under a lot of people's skin is he said that Eminem is a guest in the House of HipHop. And more or less specifically that Eminem is not the GOAT. So what happens is Royce the 5'9" is very good friends with him. He's been friends with him, pretty much probably best friends with him for a long time. Very many years. So what happens is when people talk bad about his friend, it's only natural that your friend steps up to defend you. You know what I mean? So Lord Jamar basically responds and talks to Royce the 5'9" and says shit like, why does my opinion bother you? Says right here, it says, Lord Jamar responded to Royce the 5'9" in the Detroit rapper's recent video where he shared his thoughts on Jamar saying the hood didn't listen to Eminem. While Royce stated that he doesn't understand why Jamar keeps speaking on him, Jamar questions why his opinion bothers Royce. During his recent interview, Lord Jamar answers various questions in Royce's video, including what makes Jamar the measuring stick of what's cool. Jamar went on to give a rundown of Brand Nubian's accomplishments in hip-hop, stating that people from all over the world, from all different backgrounds, were listening to their music. And this is a fact, because I remember in middle school, the homie Ahmed Burns, was the first nigga I ever heard with the Brand Nubian tape. He played it in our music class, or he played it in, I don't remember if it was music class, but he played it while we was in middle school, and I heard the shit. I thought the shit was dope. I asked him, could I borrow the shit? He told me no. So I went and bought my own shit. But he was the first nigga to put me on the Brand Nubian, so shout out to Ahmed. Shout out Ak. It's back home in Peekskill, New York. Yeah, so it says here, people from all over the backgrounds, all over the world were listening to their music. Jamar then compared Brand Nubian's overall popularity to Royce and Eminem, stating that while M is one of the best all-time selling artists, the hood doesn't listen to his music. Jamar finished off the video by telling Royce that he would continue to debate him, but he made it clear that no violence will be involved. And I have to agree with Lord Jamar. Now, Eminem is probably the best technical rapper to ever have done it. And I would put probably maybe Kendrick Lamar close second. Because when it comes to flow patterns, they are both crazy. You know what I mean? Eminem is a master technician when it comes to putting words together. That's not up for debate here, and that's the problem. That's not up for debate. Eminem is probably, at least in my opinion, the greatest rapper to put words together to make words that rhyme. Now, the reason why most people can't give him the GOAT is because the shit that he raps about is not relatable to regular people. It's not relatable to the people in the hood. And that's a motherfucking fact. When niggas was out there on the block selling drugs, doing their thing, they was not playing Eminem's records. Eminem's records was not the soundtrack to the hood niggas' lives. And that's the only thing that Lord Jamar is really saying. He's saying, look, I'm not trying to take anything away from Eminem's lyrical ability. It's just that niggas in the hood do not listen to Eminem like that. You know what I mean? It's not a matter of who's real or the street niggas or the hood niggas. It's just that people in the hood, which also doesn't make up for most of his demographic when it comes to people that buy his music anyway, which would make sense because niggas ain't buying this shit, so niggas ain't playing this shit. But in the hood, they do not bang Eminem's records. You're not gonna hear niggas driving around banging a new Eminem. It's not gonna happen. They gonna be banging trap music, or they gonna be banging ratchet music, or they gonna be banging street music. And that, for some reason, has gotten under Royce the 5'9" skin when he hears people say that the hood and street niggas or whatever don't fuck with Eminem like that. And it's just a fact. But the flip side is nobody is saying that M is not great or one of the greatest to ever do it, or in fact the greatest technical rapper. Not the greatest rapper. To be one of the best rappers of all time, your music's gotta be relatable by more than one demographic. See, people that study music know that majority of Eminem's fans are white people. The white people hold him to such high regards because he is the best white person to do it in a black man's game. You know, that's why they say he's the Elvis of rap. Because he came into black music, did what the blacks did, and outsold the people that created the shit. So there's gonna be a certain demographic of people that are gonna hate on Eminem just for that fact alone. He came in, took over the shit, sells more records, you know, like, and it's crazy because most rappers have to stay consistent. They have to keep putting out music. They have to keep putting out projects. They gotta keep doing interviews. Eminem doesn't do any doesn't do any interviews unless he sets it up himself. He controls the narrative. He doesn't just go on a random radio show and do interviews. Not only that, he doesn't put out music on a regular basis either. But every time he drops an album, he sells crazy numbers because the white people think he's the best rapper of all time. So they run out and support his shit. You know, and I don't have a problem with it. That shit doesn't affect me one bit. I don't really give a fuck. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. But I can acknowledge where Lord Jamar's coming from. And I can acknowledge the fact that Eminem is, in my opinion, the greatest technical rapper to do this shit. But from my standings as a rapper myself, I just don't find excitement in the unicorn in a uniform style rap. This shit is make-believe. You know, putting bombs in other people's beds and all that, like, that shit I just can't fuck with that. You know? Nothing personal. You know, I'm more relatable to somebody like J. Cole or somebody like Kendrick Lamar that grew up in the ghetto, that had to work his way out of the ghetto, that still get harassed when people look at the color of my skin. I'm still fighting in everyday battle, you know. Me coming out here trying to do my own podcast surrounded by other people that don't want me in. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of struggle. So, but that's what's going on with Lord Jamar and Royce. They going back and forth. Like I said, I understand both perspectives. You know, I understand that Royce is trying to defend his homeboy, but at some point in time, it's like, my nigga, you gotta let your man defend himself. You know, and if it doesn't bother Eminem, then don't let the shit bother you. And Eminem got so much money and accolades that he probably don't give a fuck. He came in and did what he had to do. So he don't really care no more, probably. And if I was him, I wouldn't care neither. It's like, nigga, you came in, you did what you had to do, you took the game over, you solidified in rap history. So do you really have to prove anything to anybody else? No. But a fact is a fact. And fact is, I ain't never, ever heard niggas riding around banging Eminem shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would just look weird pulling up in the caddy, banging fucking Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I ain't never heard that shit when I was living in California. None of the street niggas, none of the gangsters, none of the hood niggas, and none of the hoods that I've ever lived in have I ever heard niggas riding around playing the music. So, like I said, hey, it is what it is. Now, let us move on to Future. It says Future's alleged 7th child mother. This nigga got 7 kids. Holy shit. Starting 5 plus 2, nigga, what's wrong with you? That's too many motherfucking kids, brother. This rap shit, this music shit don't last forever. And all that shit's gotta be killing your pockets. Now, his 7th child's mom, 7th baby mamas, but 7th child's mom, explains while she's filing for child support. Says right here, it looks like Future's alleged child's mother, Eliza Rain, is having a hard time getting in contact with the rapper and is now taking her battle to the courts for a DNA test and child support. Craziness. Rain took to Instagram explaining while she's filing for child support, and it's basically because she is not willing to chase Future down herself. According to Rain, Future forced her hand with this outcome. And then she posted on her Instagram, here's what she posted. She says, bottom line, he came back around, we got cool, hashed out the past, he made promises, then disappeared again. I'm not running no nigga down to do what he's supposed to do. So I finally decided to let the courts chase him instead. Regardless of how she got here, she's here. So stop making excuses and justifying a grown man abandoning an innocent child. Last but not least, since y'all are making him the victim, if y'all only saw these messages in my phone, you'd be surprised I didn't file 3 months ago. Now, here's the flip side to this situation. Let me play devil's advocate. I know plenty of women that I've met personally, that I know personally, that I speak to, that I've seen online, that take pride in being a single mom. Y'all don't give a fuck about these niggas. Y'all don't want these niggas in the kids' lives in the first place. Y'all take pride in being single parents. I do this myself. Bitch, you're not doing it yourself. You're using this nigga's money. That's not yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's not yourself. You know, it is what it is. And let's be clear. A lot of these women link up with these celebrities and make it real easy for these niggas because they're hoping to get that paycheck of a baby. So Future, he's an idiot for not strapping up and allowing another situation the way he's got a kid by somebody else that he's not trying to be with. You know? And that's the problem. If you're gonna be out here fucking these bitches, you need to be strapping up. You do not need to be basically dropping kids off on these women and then running away. Because that music money's not gonna last forever, and eventually you will be broke. So, the flip side is, you know, some of these women take pride in being single mom, I'm a single mom. They wear that shit like a badge of honor. They don't want no man in their life. And then when they do get another man in their life, they put that nigga through the fucking worst time he's ever had in his life. Like he's the nigga that caused all of them problems. You know, as a man, you gotta say, look, I'm here to clean the bullshit up. I'm here to clean the mess up. I'm not responsible for what another nigga did to you. And I'm not responsible for the relationship and the situation you had with another man. But these women are trying to have it both ways. They're trying to be prideful that they single by themselves. And they also trying to make sure that, okay, I don't need the man for anything, but I will take his fucking money. If you don't want to chase no nigga down, then don't chase no nigga down and stay out of his pockets. You know, you're going to use the kid as a form of leverage anyway. That's what women do. They use children as a form of leverage. They try to control the narrative. They try to control the parenting. They try to control the courts. And they use that kid as a trophy. You know, so I blame him for not doing what he's supposed to do. And I also blame her because I guarantee she didn't give a fuck. She didn't make this nigga wear a condom because in the back of her mind she figured that shit was a paycheck. You know what I mean? And the fact that she even got to do a DNA test, that right there shows some inconsistency anyway. Like, how many niggas was you fucking to where you gotta make them take a DNA test? You see what I'm saying? That's you know, you must have had several guys at the same time. So you don't know who the baby daddy is. Who knows? Maybe that's why Future don't want to be around. Maybe that's why he's not answering this fucking phone. Maybe he knows more details than the rest of us know. You know, I don't know. But it's completely fucking possible. Completely possible. Now, for our final story, Dame Dash has been reportedly, he charged Adam 22 from the No Jumper podcast $500 to do an interview with him. Says Damon Dash recently made an appearance on the No Jumper podcast and spoke to Adam 22 about a variety of topics, including Jay-Z and his NFL deal. During the interview, Dash said, everybody knows Jay ain't shit. He's about the bag. It seems Dame is about the bag as well, as Adam 22 revealed that he had to pay Dash in order to interview him. Let's hear from Adam 22 what he thinks about the situation.
I paid Dame Dash for this interview. Now, it wasn't much. It was $500. But I paid $500. It was weird because my publicist is going back and forth with his Connect, whatever it is. And the publicist or the Connect is like, yeah, is this a paid interview? And my publicist asked me, she's like, what am I supposed to say when people ask that? And I said, say no. Say it's not paid. And so she said that, and then they come back to her and they say, we're gonna need $500 for his haircut and his driver. That was what they specified. Now, we thought this was pretty hilarious after because, like, his haircut, like, he literally does not have a hair on his head. That's not a diss or anything. I'm sure there would be some hair on his head, but, you know, he rocks a baldy. Like, Dame Dash shaves his head. So, like, that sounds like a pretty expensive haircut, considering, like, he really needs a bic. I could have done it for free. But then the driver being 500, I guess that makes a little bit more sense. I'm sure he lives.
Okay, now, first and foremost, that's some sucker shit. You know, I believe Adam 22 should not even have put that business out there. And here's why. I distinctly remember Adam 22 also saying that he charges some of the people that he brings on his No Podcast show. So why is it that you can charge other motherfuckers, but you can't be charged yourself? Also, the amount of attention you're getting from this Dame Dash interview is gonna have more motherfuckers wanting to do interviews with you, and the video that you have on your YouTube channel showing the fucking podcast, showing the interview with Dame Dash, you're gonna end up making more than $500 off that fucking shit anyway. That's very hypocritical of you, bro. You mad that a nigga like Dame Dash only charged you. That's doing you a fucking solid. And as far as him not having any hair, nigga, look. He does have a beard and a mustache. The shit costs money to line the shit up. It costs money to stay fresh. You know. You wanted to do the interview with this nigga, so why the fuck shouldn't you pay? You see what I'm saying? This has benefited you more than it benefited Dame. You know, this interview brought heat to Dame. It benefited you more. And then for you to come out and say, yo, you paid $500 for the video, like as if that's some cheap nigga shit, or, oh, that's an expensive haircut. Nigga, look. That's some sucker shit, my dude. That's some sucker shit. You should be thankful. Like, here's the thing. A man of Dame Dash's stature, who's accomplished what Dame Dash has accomplished, you should be fucking honored to have this nigga even sitting at the table with you. You know, there's certain motherfuckers that I consider royalty that you should be thankful to even get a chance to talk to because of the shit and the influence they've had in the music industry that you yourself are fucking exploiting right now. Let's not forget you exploiting black culture as well, my nigga. You know, Adam 22 is a tatted up white dude. You are not a hood nigga. You know, you're in the black culture, benefiting off the black culture. You should have respect for certain individuals. For example, Dame Dash. You should have respect for Dame. You should also have respect for Irv Gotti. See, people like this, these are fucking legends. These are moguls. These are niggas that made so many other people's millions of dollars, who was ahead of the game, doing things that haven't even been duplicated to this day. The Rockefeller run, the Murder Inc. run, you haven't seen anything like that. 50 Cent's run when 50 was out doing his shit, killing the game, those are legendary runs. If you get a chance to talk to anybody from that time period, you should be eternally grateful. But what do? You put out a fucking video talking about how you had to pay $500. That's ungrateful nigga shit. You know, Dame Dash don't interview with everybody. And for you to even do, like, you just cost yourself if I was Dame, I would never do any fucking interviews with you. I'd come out and slander you and say, look, nigga, what the fuck? You know, this nigga came and brought you one of your most talked about interviews. Had everybody quoting the shit when he said Jay ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Every media outlet is pulling excerpts from your motherfucking podcast interview with Dame. Trying to put Jay on blast for the NFL shit that he was doing. Using cuts from your motherfucking from your podcast show. And it just goes to show how ungrateful you are. You know? And this is why niggas don't do shit for people like that. Show respect to the culture, my nigga. Don't just exploit the shit. Show respect to the culture. And you should, like I said, me personally, I think you should apologize. You know? You should never put out the intricate business dealings that you do with somebody behind the scenes. If you had to pay $100,000 for that fucking interview, nobody should know about that shit except the people on the inside. They should be signing NDAs, non-disclosures, to where the business dealings behind this situation are not to be discussed. But even if that's not the case, out of respect, you shouldn't even put that man's business out there. You made that nigga Dame look like a cheap ass nigga. And then you want to clown him, talk about, oh, it's an expensive haircut. Oh, I could have did it for free. You don't get the fuck out of here with that shit. You know. Don't ever disrespect one of the legends of our culture, my dude. Never. Don't ever do that shit. Don't ever do that shit, because you have no idea the type of niggas that'll ride for Dame. You have no idea. And it's funny because even after, you know, Dame called one of his close peoples called him and told how good of a person Dame is and what he's done for the community and how he stopped people from being in jail and all this other shit and how he changed people's lives. You got the audacity to shit on this nigga like that. That shit ain't cool, yo. I lost a lot of respect for you, Adam. For real. I lost a lot of respect for you, bro. So, that's gonna be the last of it. Like I said, these are my opinions. It's how I feel. I don't give a fuck if I'm pissing niggas off. This is just my opinion. You don't have to like it. You don't have to respect it. This is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? You can agree with the shit. You can look at it objectively like I do. You can look at both sides like I do. You know, the nigga Dame went in there to do an honest interview, and now all of a sudden he got more shit to defend his character that he got to talk about. Because of niggas like Adam 22, that shit ain't cool. So, anyway, it's your boy Noah Jones. This is episode 14 of Today in Hip Hop. I love y'all, respect y'all. Appreciate everybody that's liking, sharing, subscribing, forwarding, following, donating, the whole shit. New music coming soon, The Coronation 2019. I love y'all. Peace.